Hello and welcome to episode 14.5 of Carved in Stone. I'm your host, Shawn Chabam, and today I'd like to take a look back at the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan, where the United States had a very strong showing, in particular the US women, as estrogen fueled the red, white, and blue en route to being the second most decorated country at the Olympics behind only Winter Olympic juggernaut Norway. What an incredible 2 weeks it was. I'm going to start off with hockey because that's my favorite Winter Olympic event. Maybe because it's one of the only sports in the games that I don't need to have constantly explained to me. I will get to the men, I promise. But let's talk women's hockey first. Per usual, it was the US women's team and Canada meeting for gold. The Americans had already defeated the Canadians 5 to nothing earlier in the round robin portion of the tournament, but this was for all the marbles. And for a while there, it did not look good for Team USA. After a scoreless first period, Team Canada struck first in the second and would hold a 1-0 advantage until USA team captain Hilary Knight deflected a Layla Edwards shot past Canadian netminder Anne Renee Desbigné with only 2 minutes and 4 seconds left in regulation as the United States had their goalie pulled. That goal was Knight's 15th career Olympic tally, making her the all-time leader for American women in lighting the lamp at the games. She is also the American all-time leader in points. And then an absolute beauty of a backhand goal by Megan Keller to get the States on the center of the podium in OT. Keller put on a show in puck handling, poise, and concentration for an amazing game winner. That was the US women's third Olympic gold in ice hockey and first since 2018. Shortly after that, within the hour, in fact, Alyssa Liu took home a singles figure skating gold, the first for an American woman in 24 years. I missed this win and only saw the replay already knowing the result. I was on such a high from the hockey game that I didn't even realize figure skating was occurring. It's not always an event I pay attention to, although I do enjoy it when I catch it. Lou also captured another gold earlier in the games in the team event. She just looked like she was having so much fun out there. She retired from skating for 2 years and then returned much more relaxed and focused on her love of the sport rather than perfection, and it worked out for her as that healthy mindset catapulted her to gold. Let's hit the slopes and talk skiing now. Three female skiers are coming home with gold around their necks from individual events. Elizabeth Lemley scored an upset in her first games, bringing home gold in the women's mogul in freestyle skiing. Breezy Johnson earned gold in the women's downhill and alpine skiing. Johnson competed at the 2018 Games but was injured in 2022. That was Johnson's first Olympic medal win at age 30. And an all-time great, Michaela Schifrin, took first place by 1.5 seconds in the women's slalom. To put that into perspective, if you combine the winning margins of the gold medalists in that event from the past 7 Olympic Games, the winning margin is 1.51 seconds combined. An absolutely dominant performance by Shiverin, who brought home her fourth Olympic medal in her illustrious career and third gold. And speaking of going fast, how about Alana Myers-Taylor, the winner of the women's monobob? That's a one-person bobsled for those unfamiliar, winning the gold medal at age 41, becoming the oldest gold medal winner in any Winter Olympics individual event. If you get a chance, listen to Colin Jost talk about his trip in a bobsled. According to Jost, it was the most terrifying experience of his life, and there are people like Myers Taylor who do that all the time and think it's fun. Now, I've spent some time talking about the ladies, but I'd be remiss not to mention that the men were no slouches either. In the marquee event, at least for me, USA men's hockey won its first gold medal since the Miracle on Ice in 1980. I've had mixed feelings about pausing the NHL season and letting professionals in the games since they first allowed it. But boy, was I glad they allowed it in 2026. What an exhilarating gold medal game. Team USA versus Team Canada on the 46th anniversary of the Miracle on Ice. How's that for destiny? Please note, I'm not putting this win on that level. I'm just acknowledging the importance of the date and the feeling of destiny. The gold medal game was the best performance I have seen from a goaltender in years, maybe decades, possibly ever. Team USA netminder Connor Hellebuck put on a goaltending clinic for the ages. The USA came out looking pumped. 6 minutes in, Matt Boldy beat Team Canada goaltender Jordan Binnington for the first goal of the game. It would stay that way at the first intermission. From there, Canada started taking over, absolutely dominating shots on goal, but Hellebuck could not be beaten until late in the second when defenseman Cale Makar snuck a wrister past Hellebuck to even the score. But the third period would prove to be the Connor Hellebuck show. He made save after jaw-dropping save, including an insane paddle save on Devon Toews early in the third period. Toews seemingly had a wide-open net. Hellebuck said, "Not so fast," and threw his stick back in desperation, keeping the puck out of the net to preserve the tie. When all was said and done, Hellebuck stopped 41 of 42 shots, made more impressive by the fact that these shots were from the best players Canada had to offer, meaning that they were some of the best in the entire world. Then in overtime, there was Jack Hughes. 1 minute and 41 seconds into overtime, Zach Werenski fed Hughes a pass in Canada's zone that Hughes blew past Binnington to secure gold for the US. A bloody Hughes lost a tooth earlier in the contest, but came back to become the OT hero. I'm not going to blow smoke. There was a long stretch that I did not feel good about this game. I was on a couple of text chains watching this, and I was hoping somebody would talk me off the ledge, but everyone seemed to agree when I said on all of them, I hate to say this, but this game is giving me serious 2010 vibes when Ryan Miller stopped damn near everything thrown at him, but the guys in front of him couldn't finish it off. Of course, that ended in a loss to Team Canada for gold. Things turned out better this time. You know, throughout the Olympics, but especially in the gold medal game, I couldn't stop thinking about how hard it's going to be to go back to watching my subpar Philadelphia Flyers after watching such high quality, intense hockey for 2 weeks. Staying on the ice, speed skater Jordan Stolz brought home not one, but two gold medals in both the 1,000 and 500 meters, not to mention a silver in the 1,500. The states also snagged golds in freestyle skiing competitions. Alex Ferreira earned his spot atop the podium in the men's free ski halfpipe, while Kayla Kuhn, Connor Curran, and Chris Lillis claimed first place in the mixed aerials team and in the process set a U.S. Winter Olympics record, winning the 11th USA gold medal of the Games, a record for the country in a single Winter Olympics, which was then added onto by the aforementioned men's hockey team. Team USA finished with a total of 33 medals, 12 gold, 12 silver, and 9 bronze. Unfortunately, it wasn't all medals and podiums for the US. The Olympics included much heartbreak as well. Skier Lindsey Vonn, who I was looking forward to watching, suffered a serious injury and had to be airlifted off the mountain after attempting to compete on a torn ACL. She says the ACL injury had nothing to do with her injury during competition. Regardless, mad respect to her for following her dreams and trying to snag another Olympic medal. I wish it had ended better for her, but at least she knows she left it all on the table. I know there are people who are going to question her intelligence skiing with that injury, but she's 41 years old. She's probably not getting to another Olympics. I understand and appreciate the competitiveness. Speaking of age, there was a snowboarding race that the announcers were calling the Old Guard between a 40-year-old and a 45-year-old. So that was kind of cool to see. Vaughn will be 45 at the 2030 games. So I guess it's possible we see her again, but I'd be shocked. Speed skater Brittany Bowe had a heartbreaking final Olympics of her career as she came one place shy of the podium in three different events, finishing fourth each time. Erin Jackson, who became the first Black woman to win an Olympic speed skating medal in 2022 when she won gold in the 500 meters, also comes home without any medals from this year's competition. As I said earlier, I'm not always a huge figure skating fan. If you watch my American Winter Olympian episode, you may pick up on a glaring figure skating error I made that I intend to address more in depth on a future point 5 episode. When I do watch the sport, it's usually women's or pairs, but when there's a male phenom performing, I pay closer attention to the men's performances, and Ilia Malinin fit that bill. Nicknamed the Quad God, think that might come with some added pressure. I loved seeing him do backflips, which I feel like you normally only see in movies rather than real life. However, Malinin completely fell apart when he was skating in his final routine for gold in the men's free skate. I may not know a ton about figure skating, but I know when major errors have occurred, and even before falling twice, I saw stumbles and imperfections all over the board by Malinin that he was never able to recover from. The gold medal favorite ended up off the podium, placing eighth, an absolutely devastating finish for the 21-year-old who everyone expected to bring home individual hardware. He did show a ton of class and professionalism, though, going over and congratulating the winner after Ilya's first loss since 2023. We don't always see that level of respect and humility from elite athletes after a crushing defeat, so hats off to Ilya. Malinin did come home with a gold medal from the team event. Female figure skater Amber Glenn also had a rough go of it. While she also shares a gold in the team event, she fell just two spots shy of a medal in individual competition, placing fifth. The U.S. women's curling team fell just short of a medal, losing to Canada in the bronze medal game, while the men finished fifth. However, in the mixed doubles tournament, the Coreys, Corey Thies, and Corey Dropkin captured the country's hearts as well as a silver medal. And it wasn't just Americans I enjoyed watching, although they're really the only ones I know by name except for some Canadian hockey players. I absolutely love watching snowboarding, particularly the half pipe where Japan cleaned up nicely. Snowboarding is probably my favorite thing to watch in the Winter Olympics after hockey. The things those people do with the boards really blows my mind. I also really enjoyed the skeleton. I don't have breakdowns of those events. I just wanted to say how fun they are to watch and how amazing those athletes are. I know there's plenty more I could have said today, but I wanted to focus on what stuck out to me the most. It was a great Olympics. I look forward to the 2030 Olympics in the French Alps. But first, we get the 2028 Summer Olympic Games right here in the States, as they will be hosted in Los Angeles. This podcast is not affiliated with, endorsed, or sponsored by the Olympic Games or Committee, Team USA, NBC, any of the athletes mentioned, or any of their properties. Images are sourced from Wikimedia Commons unless otherwise specified with appropriate attribution. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the Winter Olympics as much as I did. And I hope you join me for episode 15 of Carved in Stone this Friday, February 27th, as I piece together my Philadelphia Flyers all-name team. Just the players throughout Flyers history who have the coolest names. But I'll be building a whole hockey team, not just a mountain. And, that might be more fun than watching that team play. I will see you next time. Go Birds.